we have Tapu Lele making its way into Pokemon Go, so we're going to give you the top counter guys to help you guys max out in raid battles. So, you know what time it is, welcome to the Trade Club! Here we go! Welcome back, everybody. Tapu Lele, probably one of, I think, the cooler shinies from the quad pack. Let me know what you guys think as far as shinies go. Tapu Koko, pretty cool. We still have Tapu Lele, Tapu Bulu, and Tapu Fini. So I'm really excited about this one just because I really like the shiny, and I honestly did not get the shiny Tapu Koko. I wasn't really super motivated to get like a ton of those Pokemon. However, at the same time, I did do raid hour, and I did do a decent amount of raids, but unfortunately, I did not get that shiny. So I guess next time it comes out, that's going to be something I am going to go after because I don't really want to trade for that Pokemon. I don't feel the need to trade for that Pokemon. And if you guys do need more raid battles, you can check in the pinned comments to get into the Discord, or you can also get into the Patreon for more exclusive access and even a chance to be on my friends list and raid with some of my people as well. So with that said, guys, Tapu Fini in Pokemon Go is going to be a Psychic and a Fairy type Pokemon. This Pokemon is going to be out on Wednesday, January 8th at 10 a.m. all the way until Wednesday, February 15th at 10 a.m. local time. And then we will switch over into Regirock. Yes, Regirock. And then after that, we will go into Rayquaza, which, man, you guys are going to be wanting to be on a raid team for that for certain. Okay, so this Pokemon is going to max out at 3950 with 3 weaknesses, which are going to be to Steel, Poison, as well as Ghost. So not too many weaknesses here. And it's going to double resist Dragon and Fighting and single resist Psychic. So this Pokemon's resistances, those are relatively common and strong hitting Pokemon, are pretty good for itself. And moving on to the 100% IVs, under every condition but 2 conditions, it's going to be 1996, and those 2 conditions are windy weather for the Psychic and cloudy weather for the Fairy at 2496. So all you have to remember is that 96 number, and you will be able to get both of them, and that's going to be level 25. So 2 pretty good and easy conditions to be able to get. Windy weather, we do get a lot here on the coast. Cloudy weather, not so much here, but a lot of people do get cloudy weather, especially during those winter months in the Midwest area. And the moveset of this Pokemon is going to be Astonish and Confusion. The Ghost type Astonish, not really that worried about it, but I'm just going to point out that there are some Pokemon in here that are Steel and Psychic type combinations, Metagross, that you might have to be a little bit cautious of, especially if maybe it's in the shadow form. I'm not really sure, but think about it. It's still only a quick move. It's not a charge move, but it will still do some damage here. And its charge moves are going to be Future Sight, Focus Blast, another one that will hit Metagross very hard right there. We are also going to be getting Psychic, and then finally we'll be getting Moon Blast as well. So we have 4 different movesets in there. Most of them are pretty relatively even kill, even though Focus Blast does take on Steel types pretty relatively well. And Psychic type moves are going to be strong against Gengar, which is a Ghost Mega, which we will obviously be covering here in a second. And then as far as trainers to take this Pokemon down, it's going to be, according to Pokebattler, at level 40 trainers, 2.14 trainers, which means it is definitely going to be doable with the right people to be able to go in with the right counters at level 50, and definitely the right weather conditions. So I'm excited to see some of you guys out there do it. So now let's move into the counters, including the shadows as the top. The number 1 counter in the game for this Pokemon is going to be Shadow Metagross. Shadow Metagross is an absolute monster. It is in Sierra as a Rocket Leader right now. I highly suggest you guys go after Sierra as much as possible. It is the only real meta relevant Pokemon that is in the Shadow forms right now at this type of caliber as a pseudo legendary, with the moveset of Bullet Punch as well as Meteor Mash. Meteor Mash is a Calm Day move, and if you catch this Pokemon now as a good one, unfortunately you will not be able to get frustration away from that Pokemon. So if you do want to start using it now, you'll have to unlock a second charge move and then Elite Charge TM the Meteor Mash onto that Pokemon. But I do believe at some point there will be a Calm Day Classic, so you may want to consider being patient on that Pokemon. It's totally up to you what you want to do. In the next spot for the Shadow Pokemon, we do have Shadow Mewtwo with Psycho Cut and Shadow Ball in spot number 5. And we also have Shadow Scissor in there, but most of us are probably not maxing out a Shadow Scissor, including myself. So then on to the non-shadows. The number 1 Pokemon is going to be Mega Gengar with Shadow Claw and Sludge Bomb on this Pokemon. So it is going to after the poison weakness of this Pokemon. So for me, I'm having Shadow Ball, or you can have Shadow Punch. I prefer the Shadow Ball. Shadow Punch is going to be a Calm Day move. If you have it on your Gengar, probably wouldn't TM it away. And then having a second charge move on a Mega Gengar is important with this Sludge Bomb because it is a stab move and it is going to definitely come into play in some of these Pokemon. So definitely go after that. And next, let's talk about the Megas to be able to use for this Pokemon, because you do want Mega Boost if you're looking to get extra XL candy if you don't want to take it down the fastest. But if you are looking to duo it, you are going to be want to use counters that are megas. But for the XL candy, we can go after Fairy and we can go after Psychic. Gardevoir is not out yet. It will be coming out yet very soon for the Mega Gardevoir, so you can use that Pokemon, but unfortunately we will not have enough 30-day time to be able to get to a Mega Level 3. So for the Mega Level 3s, you can use Altaria, which is going to be a Fairy type and Dragon type combination. And then as far as the Psychic combination, you can use Mega Alakazam, you can use Mega Latios, you can use Mega Latias, and you can also use Mega Slowbro. So those are going to be all of these Psychic types that you can use. Choose which one does serve you best. I always suggest trying to get multiple of these Pokemon to Mega Level 3, even if it takes a long period of time, which what my strategy is, which I will have another video out here, is I just Mega Evolve it once. I wait until I see when it's pretty low in the Mega Energy, if I don't have a ton of Mega Energy for that Pokemon, and then I will Mega Evolve it slowly over time, and eventually it will get it there with a fraction of what the Mega Energy will cost. So that's one strategy there. So now on back to the counters. In spot number 2, we have Mega Bayonet with Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball combination. In spot number 3, we have Meteor Mash and Bullet Punch on the Metagross. Spot number 4, we're going to have the Mega Beedrill. I would suggest not using Mega Beedrill, but if you do want to use it, it will be Poison Jab and Sludge Bomb. Then we have Mega Alakazam with Psycho Cut and Shadow Ball, and then we have Nihilego with double poison moves here, Poison Jab and Sludge Bomb. And then we're going to get into some of the Ghost Pokemon with Shadow Claw, Shadow Force, which is the new move on the Giratina Origin form, which I still need to Elite TM onto my Pokemon. And then next, we are now looking at a very budget counter because it did have a Calm Day. Highly suggest you guys consider this Pokemon with the Hex and the Shadow Ball on Chandelure. Very easy to obtain XL candy because of that Calm Day. And guys, like I said, it's pretty comparable to some of these legendary Pokemon. And this Pokemon will be neutral to Psychic. It will double resist Fighting and single resisting Fairy right there. The only thing you have to worry about is that Astonish move, which I'm not super concerned about. So it's a great pick because of that Ghost and Fire combination. And then we have Hoopa with Astonish and Shadow Ball. Not really the best Pokemon in here because of how rare it is, and you're going to be needing rare candy for it. Then we have the Mega Scissor coming in next. Then we have Dialga with Metal Claw and Iron Head, followed by the Genesect with Metal Claw and Magnet Bomb. That Pokemon is definitely not a budget counter, followed by Mega Aggron. Stay away from that Pokemon. It doesn't really help us too much in here. It's more of a tanky Pokemon. And next, we have Jirachi coming in. Also not the best counter for budgets. But then we also have ourselves Overqwil with Poison Jab and Sludge Bomb, followed by the regular Mewtwo with Confusion, or I really prefer the Psycho Cut and Shadow Ball. And then we have Mega Aerodactyl, and then we have regular Gengar coming in here as well. So what weather conditions are now going to focus on this Pokemon to be able to affect us to positive or negative? As far as the sunny weather, no effect. Partly cloudy weather, also no effect. In the cloudy weather, the Tapu Lele boosted all the way to level 35. All of its fairy moves are going to get boosted as well in there, and our poison type Pokemon are going to be boosted in the cloudy weather. And then in the cloudy weather, Focus Blast will get a boost. So using steel type Pokemon and even the Metagross, even though it's neutral to this move, it's going to get hit really hard. Rainy weather, we are not going to have an effect, but we do have an effect in the snowy weather, which is going to boost all our steel type Pokemon to make their attacks more effective. And then in the foggy weather, not super common, we're going to get a boost to all of the ghost type Pokemon, including the Astonish there. So it is going to do a little bit more damage on these ghost Pokemon that we are fighting with if we choose them. And then the windy weather is going to be boosting Tapu Lele all the way to 25 and all of these psychic moves in there as well. So those are going to be the counters for the Tapu Lele and Pokemon Go. Number one thing, focus on the shiny, and we're going to check out Best of the Best soon, and we have Mega Gardevoir coming out as well, which may overshadow this Pokemon just a little bit. So thank you guys for being here as always. To all my likers, comments, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody takes your support, subscription, and participation. Do like something. See you guys out on the next video. Peace.
I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.